Uh, you should be buying renewable energy because places like China, and I'll pull up the AI so we can read together. China's trying hardest to become the world's leading power in renewable energy because it depends solely on the West for its energy. Without the West, it would have no energy at all. And if a global conflict arrives in the future, they need to know they can supply their own energy. China imports over 70% of its oil, much of it coming through vulnerable checkpoints like the Strait of Malacca and major conflict, especially with the US or its allies. Those supply lines could be cut. That's a huge national security risk. While China produces a ton of coal domestically, it still relies on Western companies and allies for advanced drilling tech, some LNG imports, and in certain cases, uranium for nuclear power. Plus, oil is still priced globally in USD and traded on Western-dominated markets, which limits China's independence. And if you're a big boy like them, you are not going to get cucked like that. You're not going to sit on the cuck chair. I'm eating breakfast. 1 minute. China isn't just building solar and wind for climate brownie points. They're doing it to localize energy production, secure energy during war and sanctions, dominate our future industry, just like they did with rare earths and batteries. And yeah, that's where we're going in this world. It's going to be cut down the fucking middle. It's going to be Eastern and Western. And that's it. Like, that's where we're going to. And it's going to be two great economic competitors. Hopefully we don't go to physical war. I'm not going to die for you rich fucking pricks. You can go fucking rot in hell. Control of the supply chain. They already dominate solar panel production, battery manufacturing, and rare earth processing. If the West tries to decouple or fight economically, China wants to be the one others depend on for green tech. So yeah, it's not about Greta or ESG scores. It's about energy security, geopolitical leverage, and long-term dominance. The other thing is you might be saying, well, green tech has done really shitty over the last 5 years. Why should I put my hard-earned money in that? Don't let ChatGPT tell you what to do. I already believe these things, and I'm just kind of like bouncing this shit off. So let's do the opposite. Why you probably shouldn't. Why green tech has done poorly. ESG investing, low interest rates, and stimulus cash led to a boom. Everyone piled in. Stocks like Plug Power, SunPower, QuantumScape shot up on hype, not profits. These companies rely heavily on debt to build infrastructure, higher rates, less financing, slower growth. Many green tech firms don't actually make money, lots of competition, low pricing power, and high input costs. China dominates manufacturing. So why might it still be looking into? Governments aren't letting it fail. I don't give a fuck about Biden. Is pumping billions in the U.S. renewables. Geopolitical plus showing the West doesn't want to depend on China for energy tech. Expect more money to flow into domestic solar. Long-term energy security bet. I mean, a lot of these reasons here are very good reasons why you don't want to go into green tech, but I'm investing with Brookfield, and I like to take Peter Thiel's rules of investing in monopolies because they can take a hit. They can take a couple years where they're not going to be profiting, but they have the money, they have the R&D, they have the corner of the market where, you know, they can fail for a little bit, and it's a good time for you to be buying when people are thinking, I'm not sure, this kind of sucks. That's when you need to be buying. That's when you need to grab your fucking nuts, be a man, and put your money on something. I think whether people like it or not, the governments are going to be shoving this down our throats for the next 30 fucking years. Green tech is not going anywhere. And like most things on planet Earth, they get better, like technologically at least. We're only just starting now. Like, this entire revolution of energy is just starting. We're in the infancy of it. So I think if you take the risk today, I think it's gonna pay off. And let's talk about why Brookfield. Don't take financial advice from someone who can't spell Brookfield. Why is Brookfield? This is how I made all my profit, by the way. Just talking to this fucking machine. Going off gut instinct. Brookfield Renewables, or Brookfield Renewable Corporation, is often called the grown-up in the room when it comes to renewable energy investing. Hard assets, not hype. Brookfield owns actual energy infrastructure, hydro dams, wind farms, solar plants, battery storage. They're not a startup praying for a tech breakthrough. They're already generate power and revenue. So that already clears up a lot of that bullshit in the start. They just signed a deal with Google to sell them electricity for 20 years. Unlike Plug Power or Lucid Motors, BEP has real cash flow, pays a solid dividend. That's the point. Well, you're taking the risk and kind of paying lower prices. You're also getting a dividend to reward you for that. So think about that. On top of that, the dividend has grown consistently for over a decade. And like I just said, we are in the infancy of this energy renewal or energy revolution. Global reach, strategic assets, North America, South America, Europe, Asia. Brookfield's got their hand, got their mouth right around China's big old fat dong. So look, real assets, check. Diversified, check. Profitable, check. Government-backed tailwinds, check. Meme hype risk, nah. So take a look at renewable energies. If not, I'm going to be making another video talking about potash and fertilizer, nitrogen, those kind of things, and why it's a crucial stock to buy into if you want to protect against inflation. Because when inflation rips, so does the price of food and everything else. All right, guys, fuck off. Have a good day.